Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my living room once again. I am so glad that you're here. Today, I wanted to do something a little bit different for you. Many of you that take my classes and that practice with me regularly know that I am a vinyasa teacher. Vinyasa just means a sequence of postures flowing from one into the other. Sequenced in a certain way to achieve a certain level of awareness in the body, in the mind, wherever that lands for you. In yoga, it really is the mind body. Also, as a lot of you know, I'm a Kripalu trained yoga instructor. What makes Kripalu yoga a bit different in its style, specifically in the vinyasa world, is that it is more of an intentional, slow moving sequence. So as we start in one sequence, it sort of blossoms into another sequence and then blossoms into another sequence and then blossoms. So we're in this constant sort of wave of postures that starts to become a meditation, a movement meditation rather. You know, what I love about Kripalu yoga is it truly is the yoga of compassion. It's known in that way, of self-compassion. So as you're moving in these slow, tender ways, you really have opportunity and space to get into the shape that really feels like yours without judgment. And once you are in that shape, you have a moment to breathe in it, settle in, and then transform into the next shape. And constantly being brought back to that idea and that concept as you're going through your sequences. So really always encouraging you to move intuitively, and especially today. And so today, we're just going to do a really short practice, and this is going to be a little bit more restorative in nature. I want to give you guys more of a variety. So we're going to do a nice restorative practice, but it's still going to be a gentle vinyasa. So this isn't going to be so much of a yin practice where you sort of get into your posture and be still. We're going to still move in this way, but softer and easefully, and in a way, as always, that feels good to your body. So with that said, let's start on our backs. So just take a moment, letting your feet be planted on the ground and your arms by your side. Just take a moment to feel your spine. Start to deepen your breath. And as you inhale, can you start to breathe into the sides of the ribs? And then exhaling all the way out. And we'll do two more like that. Big breath in. The ribs fill east to west, and then we exhale. Breath out. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. Good. As you inhale, start to peel your hips off the earth. Let the arms come along for the ride. And then softly exhale, lower the hips, let the arms follow along. Yeah. A few more like this, inhaling. Lifting everything up, exhaling, softening down. Inhale, lift the hips, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, round it out. Yeah. Good, and we'll do one more like this. Inhale, lift the hips up, keep the arms overhead, and just breathe here, pressing the feet into the mat. Lengthening the front of the hips. And then exhale, start to lower the hips. Bring the hands down by your side. Good. Hug the right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg long on the mat. And just hug that knee in and then start to make some circles with that knee and really let the leg be sort of loose and dead weight in the socket. Really let the arms be stirring the pot here, and then maybe reverse that direction. Yeah, really loose and soft. Good. And then extend that leg up straight to the sky and interlace your hands behind the thigh. And if this is too intense for you right away, you can certainly bend the knee as much as you need. Just make sure you're tucking your chin here. When our hamstrings are tight, we have a tendency to bow the neck. So just tuck the chin, breathe into the back of the neck. Good. Take one more deep breath in. Nice. And then exhale, bend the knee. Take the left hand to the right knee and just draw it across the body. Bring the right arm long on the earth. Look over the right shoulder. Just take a moment here to breathe into your shoulder space. Notice what's going on in the back. Good. Take another deep breath. And then exhale, come back through center. Good. Place that right foot on the earth, slide it long, and then just switch it out. Hug that left knee into the chest. And then start to make those circles, right? You're stirring the pot in one direction, nice and gently. And then in the other direction. Good. And then when you feel like you've started to create some juice in that hip, you can start to extend the left leg out, interlacing your hands behind the left thigh. Also, if you have a yoga strap or a belt or even a tie or a towel, that would be great here if this feels like it's a little bit too strenuous. Breathing into the back of the leg, noticing where you are, and just notice also what that right hip is doing, right? Sometimes activating those right toes also really keeps a nice neutral pelvis. We'll take one more breath and then exhale, draw the knee into the chest. And we'll draw that knee across the body. Bringing the left arm long on the mat, looking over the left shoulder and just breathing deeply. And just notice your thoughts, right? Notice where the mind is wandering, right? Can you allow yourself to just be soft and move in a way that's tender? Good. Take one more breath. And then exhale, bring the knees back towards center. Hug both knees into your chest and just make some big circles in opposite directions, right? Letting the knees just be really heavy and floppy in the sockets attached to that thigh bone. And then we'll reverse it. Almost, can you think about tracing little circles on the mat with your hips in your mind's eye? Good, really nice, beautiful. And then bring your feet down to the mat one more time. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And just take 5 to 8 deep, sweet breaths. And in this moment of stillness, can you ask the practice of yoga to open you up to a deeper connection with your higher self, through the miraculous vessel we have that is our bodies? Can we breathe into the space of oneness through the practice? Good. Let your arms travel down, taking those thighs and closing them like a book. We're just going to roll over to one side and come up to hands and knees. Just sort of turn over. Don't overcomplicate it here. Let your hands be directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Start to pull your ribs together, finding a nice neutral spine. Let the neck be nice and long. And then start to move through some cat-cows where you inhale to shine your heart forward and you exhale to round the spine. Inhaling, really pull the shoulder blades back and down, look up. Exhale, round the spine, pull the belly button in. Again, inhale, right breath and movement. Exhale. We'll do one more like this. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. As we come to that nice neutral spine, we'll sweep that left arm all the way up high into the sky and then thread it through underneath the right arm. Drop that left shoulder to the mat. Walk your right hand forward and just lean back here. Can you start to breathe into the shoulders and the spaces that feel tight in that upper back? Always tapping into an ujjayi breath if that falls naturally into you while you're practicing, right? That slight constriction in the back of the throat, right? That hollowness, it allows deeper, longer, steadier breath. And then start to walk the right hand underneath the right shoulder, press into the mat, sweep the left arm up. And then release the left arm down. Good, one cat-cow here, inhale. And exhaling, rounding the spine. Good, finding that nice neutral spine again. Press the left hand into the mat, reach the right arm up. Breathe in, and then exhale to thread the right arm through as you drop the right ear and shoulder to the earth. Walk the left arm forward and just lean back and sink the hips towards your heels. Good, we'll be here for 3 to 4 deep breaths. And then start to walk the left hand back under the shoulder. Press down into the mat, sweep the right arm up. Good. And then come back to all four, tabletop. We'll inhale to shine the heart, drop the belly. And we'll exhale to round the spine. Good. Finding a nice neutral spine once again. Extend the right toes back and really flex that foot. Press all 10 fingers into the earth. Pull the ribs up. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, drop the toes, pivot onto the inside of the right foot. Press into the left hand and peel the right arm open. Very nice. You can stay here, or if you want to do a gentle half bind, just continuing to open the shoulder. Start to look over that right shoulder. Beautiful. Gently release the right arm. Make a nice big circle down to the earth. Lift that right foot up again, flex the foot. Tuck your left toes, lift your knee, and come to a down dog split where you bend the knee to open up your hip. Good, extend the right leg. Start to draw the knee to the nose. Step that right foot between the hands. Get nice and long in the spine. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes. And sweep your arms up for a low crescent lunge. Sink your hips deeply, open the chest to lift the heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Deeply breathe in. Soften and surrender as you breathe out. Release your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes and then start to straighten the front leg. Take the hands with you for a half split. Now feel free to use blocks here. I'm actually going to soften over the leg and round. I want everything to be a little bit passive here today. Good. So it's okay to be soft. We're just breathing into the spaces that are tight. Good. Start to crawl your hands back forward. Bend into that front knee. Tuck the back toes, lift that back leg, and then start to straighten both legs and breathe as you fold. Let everything relax. Let the elbows soften. Shake your head yes and no. Release your jaw. And then start to bend into the right leg. Drop the left knee down again. Step the right knee back to the left. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Coming back to a nice neutral spine, we're going to lift that left leg up, flexing the foot, dial down the toes. We're really knitting the ribs together, right? We're pressing the earth away. We're staying in complete alignment with the spine. Then let those left toes find the earth. Pivot onto the inside of the foot. Start to rotate your body open to the left side. Sweep that left arm up. Good. Bumping the hip bones. Breathing. Maybe you reach that arm overhead. Maybe you go for that half bind that we did before. Maybe you just keep that arm straight up. If you're going for the half bind, try and push the hips forward. Lean back a bit in the chest. Good. As you exhale, release the bind. Make a nice big tender circle down to the mat. Tuck your right toes. Lift the knee. Find your down dog split. Bend that left leg to open up the hip. And then start to draw the left knee to the nose. Step the foot between the hands. Get long in the spine. Drop your right knee. Untuck your toes, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana, sink the hips low, shoulder blades down the back. Good. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Good, let the hands come to frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, and then start to flex the front foot. Walk the hands back with you. If you like, you can stay in a nice tall spine, or you can soften and release and surrender. I feel like today we should be all about the surrendering and the softening. Right? Sometimes it's nice to let the practice lead you. Right? Letting yourself melt into shape. Sometimes it's nice to have those practices. We need them just as much as we need the vigorous ones. Good. Start to rock forward. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Straighten both legs and just fold here. You can always lift and flex that front foot if it feels good for you. Good. Start to bend into that front leg. Step the right foot to meet the left. You'll be in a forward fold. And just look down at your feet, make sure they're hip distance apart, and just let yourself sway and relax. Grab opposite elbows. Come to fingertips and just start to bend one leg and then the other leg. And sometimes it's nice to have blocks here if you can't reach the earth, right? Good. And then start to bend both knees and then straighten both knees. And then bend both knees and then straighten both knees. This time when you bend, release your hands and just start to roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head is the last to lift. Your arms will sweep up. Take your hands to prayer in front of your heart, Tadasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. As we inhale, we'll sweep the arms up overhead. Take your prayer into your heart center as you exhale. We're going to do 2 more like this. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take your hands to prayer in front of your heart as you exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take your hands to a prayer. Good. Release your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers. Draw your knuckles down the spine. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And then start to bend your knees. Reach your heart forward, forward, forward. Forward fold. Straighten the legs. Bring your knuckles to the sky. Bend your knees as much as you need. I'm bending my knees quite a bit here because I feel a little bit tight today. And then just release down. Good. Let your arms slowly spill down the backs of the legs. Let your hands come to the mat. Find a halfway lift. Let your hands slide up your shins or fingertips to mat. And then soften. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Find a plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Drop your knees. Untuck your toes. Sink your hips back to a child's pose. Let everything soften. Good. Inhale back to a tabletop. Tuck your toes back to a downward facing dog. Good. Let's inhale to bring that right leg up high to the sky. Bend the knee to open up the hip. And then draw that right knee behind your right wrist. Setting up for half pigeon on the right. Slide the left toes back. Bring your hands by your side. Lift up nice and tall. And then start to soften over that leg. Make a pillow for your forehead if you like. Drop the left hip down. Pull the right hip back. And can you just let yourself be in this posture, right? Can you let yourself restore? Can you let yourself release? Right? Sometimes doing less is actually giving more to our bodies. Beautiful. Just breathe in deeply, softly, and sweetly. Notice where the mind wanders. Can you bring it back to the breath? That's the moment of yoga. That's the moment of union. Keep softening and breathing deeply. And then start to peel your heart up off the mat. Bring your hands to your shoulders. And we're just going to rock over to the right side and just spin out to the wide edge of the mat. So we have the right foot on the inside of the left leg. We're going to reach down with the left arm and sweep the right arm up overhead. Good. Really flexing that left foot. Now, sometimes we're a little bit hunchy and tight here. If that's the case, bring the right hand behind the head and work on turning the elbow towards the sky. Good. Some options. And of course, go to a depth that feels good for you and just feel that opening in the right side body. Good. And then just sort of wave like a palm tree over to the right. The right hand will come to the earth. We're going to prop up on that right shin and reach the left arm back as we seal off that left foot. Good. Drop the hips. Perfect. Good. Sweep your arms up again. Turn your heart over that left leg and start to fold your heart over the left leg, drawing your nose to your knee. And just soften, anchor down the right hip. Start to peel your heart up off the mat. Good. So now, nothing too fancy. We're going to bend that left knee. We're going to place our hands in front of the left shin, and we're just going to straighten the right leg and find half pigeon on the left. So really soft and simple transitions here. So let's lift that heart up, and you can readjust if you need, and then start to soften down over that left leg. And you can do whatever you like in your pigeon. I sometimes like to bring a pillow from my bedroom and lie it lengthwise underneath my torso. That's also really sweet if you are a pregnant client or a pregnant student. Sorry, a pregnant yogi, right? That can be really nice. Sometimes blocks under the forehead is nice. Good, just breathe and be steady and notice. And then just notice how soothing this can be, right? Just moving slowly, right? But steadily. Keep breathing down into the hips. Take 2 more breaths. And another breath. Good. Start to walk your hands back up under the shoulders. Roll over to the left hip, right? And we're just going to straighten and flip that right leg long, right? Doesn't have to be pretty. We're just trying to minimize all of the transitions and seamlessly flow into these nice asana stretches. So flexing that right foot will bring the right leg down along the leg. Sweep the left arm up overhead, right? And can you really make sure you're pressing that left hip down? It's not popping up. If you feel that you're starting to get a little hunchy, come up a little bit and keep that length in the side body, right? In the waist. Good. Beautiful. And then come back up, wave like a palm tree. The left hand will come down to the mat, seal off the right foot, and just prop up onto that left shin and lean back for your stargazer. Good. Start to sink the hip nice and low. Good. Flex that right foot. Turn your upper body to square itself over that right leg. Sweep the arms up and then pour your heart over the right leg and just fold and breathe. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let the head be heavy. Let the elbows soften. Good, and then start to sit up nice and tall. Good. So we're just gonna bring our hands behind us. We're gonna bring both feet onto the mat and just straighten out your body so that your feet are parallel. Your arms are gonna be by the side. You're gonna inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, soften, round. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, soften, round. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, soften, round. Let the arms release. Let yourself roll all the way down onto your back. Readjust the hips if you need to so that you're in the center of the mat, and then hug your knees into your chest. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. Reach down for the outside of your feet and start to draw your heels towards your abdomen. Tuck your chin here. Make sure that you have a nice long neck. If this is too much, you can always just do a nice Supta Baddha like we did in the beginning. Good. And then from here, start to peel your feet apart, opening up for a happy baby. And you can rock your baby side to side, right? Drawing the knees into the armpits. Yeah, I like to kind of fold one leg in and kick one leg out, and then fold the opposite one in and kick the opposite leg out. Good, let's bring both feet together. Close the knees, hug the knees into the chest. And then exhale, let everything go long on the mat. Let your arms be long, let your legs be long. And we'll just be in this Shavasana, just this resting pose for just 3 deep breaths. That's it, just 3 deep breaths to fill the lungs east to west once again. And then exhale all the way out, pulling the belly button to the spine. Good, inhale again. Exhale, belly button to spine. One more time, deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good. And then draw the knees into your chest. Let yourself roll over to one side and then just start to prop yourself up to a nice comfortable seat at the front of the mat. Good, sit up nice and tall. Bring your chin to your chest. And then bring your right ear to your right shoulder and then let the head fall back. Left ear, left shoulder. And then when your chin hits the chest, roll it in the other direction. Left ear, left shoulder. Back, right ear, right shoulder, and chin to the chest. Bring your head up to neutral, sweep your arms up all the way. Take your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful and restorative and relaxing, and I hope to see you very soon. Namaste, everybody. Thank you.